Everyone, welcome back to Budget with Rose. In today's video, I'll be diving into closing out my March 2024 budget. So if that's something that you would like to see, please stick around. If you are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are returning, thank you for your support. Your support really means a lot to me as I continue to grow and to journey along on this budgeting and debt-free journey. Okay, so let's get into today's video. But did I stick to my budget? Did I overspend? Were there unexpected expenses? All right, let's find out. So you are already looking at my budget spreadsheet for the month of March 2024. So my budget starts on the 15th of each month and it runs onto the 14th of the following month because of how we are paid. We are paid on the 15th and we are paid on the last day of the month. So because the 15th is upon us right now, I'm closing out the month of March and then I'll be able to step into April. Okay, so this section, columns C through F, covers C through F. Why is this? Okay, C through F covers the pay period for March 15th, and the budgeting period would be March 15th through the 31st. This second section here covers the paycheck for March 31st, and the pay period, the budgeting period would be March 31st through April 14th. Actually, this is supposed to be April 1st through the 14th, because I do not have any bill that's due on the 31st, so I use the 15th to cover that period. Okay, so for this video, we are focusing on the monthly totals, but I need to make an adjustment to the period that just ended from my March 31st paycheck, which is going to be this period. So I did budget for life insurance, but it wasn't paid. That was just paid. My daughter just paid this $200. So because she gave it to me within this period, I'm accounting for it in this period as well. So that's the only adjustment since I did my budget check-in and update. All right, so let's move over to the monthly totals. Let's see if I can. Okay. All right, so I had budgeted for $12,710.72. We actually got $17,348.64 in overall income. So that includes our paycheck for $6,195.55, the $200 gift that I got from my daughter, refunds for $500.71. From my first budget, I transferred $10.98 from my expense cushion, and other income totaled $10,441.40. So that's a total of $17,348.64. Okay, so that's the 100% that we are going to be working with. All right, so starting with housing and general expenses, the usual were paid. Rent was paid for $1,100. For water, I did not budget for water in the first budgeting period, but I actually paid $200. In the second period, I budgeted $180, paid another $200. So the actual amount that I paid for water for March is $400. Okay, so this is showing negative because I did not budget for this $200 right here, and I made an extra $19. So that's where this $219 is coming from, because I made the extra $219 payment on the water. So for gas, I budgeted $200 and I paid $258.44. That's similar to the situation with the water. So because I paid more, it's coming up as over budget. Electricity, I budgeted $249.54 and I paid $157.63. That's because I did not make the payment initially from my first budget. Um, Cell phone, I budgeted 126. I paid 252.38. Some of this was refunded in the refund amount that I quoted in the total income. Fuel or gas. I budgeted $270 and I actually overspent by $25.57. Groceries and toiletries is another line item that I'm always overspending on, and I overspent by, I'm going to say $26.07 because $100 from this was also refunded to me. Our insurance came in 87 cents under my budgeted amount, and life insurance, which I explained earlier, was paid by my daughter, so she gave me that gift of $200. Okay, unexpected expenses total $162.22. So for the category housing and general expense, I budgeted $2,911.31, but actually spent $3,671.21. So I went over, basically, I'm going to say by $559.90. That's because, or not even 500, because this 200 was given to me. So I'm going to say $359.90 when I take out this 200, the refunds from the groceries and from the cell phone. So with that amount, I as a percentage of my income, I actually spent 21.2% of my income in my housing and general expense category. Okay, so moving on to savings and investment. I did not budget for, hold on, let me see right here. So no budget was done for the first budgeting period, the first paycheck, I should say, but I actually put $3,210 in the emergency fund that came in from our tax refund. For the second paycheck budgeting period, 5,200 was allocated to special project. So for savings and investment, I'm gonna, even though I don't want to call the special project savings and investment, but that's where I have to keep it for now because I'll soon be using that money. So that total amount was $8,410, which is 48.5% of total income for the month of March. Okay, so moving along to the debt category. I budgeted $4,592.42 for total debt payment. I actually paid $4,514.48 for debt. Car was paid, both cars was paid, personal loan, there was an extra debt payment, and the credit cards were paid. And if you watch my previous video, you will also know that I got a personal loan to consolidate the credit cards. So that was discussed, and I did not add that into the budget right here because that's not money that I budgeted for. That's the money that came into my hand, so I'm not budgeting for that. Okay, so of the total income that came into the house, we spent 26% covering consumer debt. Moving on to the next category that money was allocated for, that's going to be sinking funds. $400.71 was placed in sinking funds. $130.71 directly to my virtual sinking funds, and $270 towards my savings challenge. And that $400.71 is 2.3% of total income for the month of March. And my final category is miscellaneous. And for miscellaneous, the only line item that was allocated funds for the month of March is subscription. And for subscription, I paid $23.48 for subscription. That's 0.1% of total income. I did not go over my expense tracker because I normally do my expense tracker and ensure that all that is on my expense tracker, which is mostly my variable line items such as gas and subscription. Those are already captured when I'm doing my budget check-ins. just to make it easier when I'm doing my closing. I ensure that all that is done. Okay, so there are a few lessons that I've learned from my March budgeting. It's going to be moving forward, but I need to see how much or best I can budget some money for eating out, because that expected expense came into my budget for the month of March. So I will start to factor in eating out, because to be honest, sometimes I am just so tired. We're all working. It's tiring at times to fight through the traffic and then having to come home to cook. We don't want to cook on a Friday. So I will see how much I can adjust my groceries to fit in eating out, especially on a Friday. Um, okay, there was one thing. So in my budget, you will see that I have $328 is available to budget, and that $328.76 is coming from the extra amount that I got from the personal loan, and that amount is, it was supposed to be 100 and I'm gonna $70. It was supposed to be 400, so I need to put the difference to pay on a specific to close out a specific account. So that money will be rolled over into my April, and that is 1.9% of the total income. So that will bring me to the 100%, which is going to be the $17,348 and 60. Forgot about that, which is a very important piece of my closing out. Okay, so my overall reflection, even of red on my budget, a bad month, except for the unexpected expenses, eating out. I will not say it's a bad. Yes, everything was paid, especially it is this month, with which I am going to say is a huge win, because some months I'm really struggling to get my utilities covered fully. All right, so there you have it. Thank you for watching. If you're on your own budgeting journey, comment below and let me know how you did this month. Did you have any budgeting wins or challenges? Um, any tips that you might have? Any questions to clarify anything or restrictions? Thank you for watching, and if you please give me, and if you don't mind sharing this video for me, so that I can look over how closing out their budget. So with that said, thank you and happy budgeting.